So, as you know, my subscribers have probably realized in the last month or so, I haven't been making any videos. And to anyone who's been following me on Twitter, one of the rare times I actually post. My last post was actually, "Hey, I'm either going to revamp my style or I'm just going to quit." It's at the point where even whenever I go back and watch my old videos, I can't do it. They're too dry. They're too boring. Uh, and they're just not any good. It's one of those things I really gotta say to myself. They're not really that good. Information wise, maybe passable, but presentation wise, they're not any good. I mean, my God, I've been at this since like what 2013, 2014. It's 2018 now, and I'm barely past 250 subs. There's clearly something wrong in my formula. But it all started whenever I was doing video game reviews. And when I was doing the video game reviews, that was when I was fresh out of the Navy. I had my GI Bill, and my GI Bill covered like 90% of my bill, so I didn't have to work a whole lot. And it was very easy for me to sit down and say, you know what, I got all this free time on my hands. I'm just gonna start making video game reviews. I'm gonna be a YouTube video game reviewer. I'm gonna be like freaking Yahtzee or something. And that was legitimately my mindset at the time. Because I had that much spare time. I was like, yeah, I can dump a lot of time into this. And again, if you've been following my channel long enough, you know I eventually strayed away from doing video games. And the reason for that was, honestly, it just got too expensive. It got too expensive, and trying to adhere to a weekly release, I felt like I couldn't give the games enough time, especially the newer releases. Because I'm going to tell you something, unless you're getting paid to do this as a living, you don't have time to actually sit there and really go into the game. And that's largely what started off like my 5-minute cutoff for videos, is because I just didn't have enough to talk about because I wasn't playing the game enough. So then I switched over, after I graduated, I switched over to psychology videos. And that was largely because I've been unsuccessful in getting a psychology-related job, and I was sitting there saying to myself, you know what? I'm going to get something out of this degree. I'm going to get something out of it. So, there, case point, you do the psychology videos, and, I'm professing some level of knowledge, even though, honestly, a lot of stuff I was going over was like Psych 101 stuff. I wasn't doing anything too crazy. But, then it just got boring. I lost the motivation to do it. And it wasn't any one particular thing. For example, I got back into fighting. So I'm spending a lot more time at the gym. I'm spending a lot more time on the physical fitness side, because I think I mentioned it once or twice. I actually used to fight. After the Navy, I went to Thailand and fought over there for about a month. And then I came back, and I started getting domesticated. Single parenthood. I added like 50 pounds. It was pretty bad. I'm almost back to where I was. I think from the beginning, from January, I was at 275 to now. I'm floating around 250, high 240s. So I'm getting back to where I was. Whenever I was in Thailand, I was at like 219. Of course, I wasn't lifting as much when I was in Thailand and doing all that stuff. But anyway, so yeah, I'm getting back into fighting, so that's taking up a lot of my time. My daughter and I are getting very involved with our community. We volunteer at a pet shelter. That's a fun little daddy-daughter thing to do, and, it gets us out of the house, gets us talking to people, So I'm having less and less time to focus on writing scripts and making videos. That's part of the reason why, if you notice, probably about the last year or so, I was just reusing the same little character models over and over and over and over and over again, because it was a lot easier to do it that way. I could just write the script, record it, and then just go into Windows Movie Maker and just piece them together and slap the voice over it, call it a day. But yeah, I don't have the motivation to do it anymore. And it's not like I want to make it clear, it's not like a bad thing. Like, it's not like, you know, I'm salty because I never reached such great heights, and I'm like, yeah, I'm throwing the table up, I quit. No, it's just it started as a hobby. I told myself it was always going to be a hobby. You know, especially once I got back to regularly working again, I was like, no, this YouTube thing can only be a hobby. That's why I took down the Patreon page, because I was like, because I sat there and I was like, I wouldn't be paying monthly for this kind of content. I took down the Patreon page, took down any sort of donation incentive things I used to have going on. But yeah, it's not a fun hobby anymore. That's why I'm only gonna say goodbye for now, because maybe the spark will hit me again. Because I was legitimately thinking for like the past couple weeks. All right, how can I spice up my formula? And I got a couple ideas. I just don't have the motivation to implement them. You know, what am I gonna do? You know, take the time and energy to do this, and take away from the other stuff that I feel is more important. You know, namely work, physical fitness, and my family. It's not adding up. But again, that's why I'm saying goodbye for now. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I won't. If I do anything else, like if I do anything like within a week or so, it'd probably just be streaming. You know, if I happen to have some free time, I'll set up the stream, say hi to people. But yeah, for now, it was a good time. I think I've got over 100 videos. Like I said, I've been doing it since like 2014, 2015. And the crazy thing is like, because I can see, you know, my how would I put it? Like, I can see my thoughts and mentality evolving over the years. You know, my analytical self evolving over the years. So it is like I'm going to keep all the videos up there. Obviously, there's no reason to take them down. But yeah, I think this is a good place to stop. Because if I keep doing it right now, I'm going to be forcing myself to do it, and I don't want that. So, as always, I hope y'all got something out of my videos, and I hope y'all have a great day.